Welcome to the Eternal Cyclist Life on a Bike.
Okay, funny type person. She's already walking across the bridge and everything else. I'm still was packing up and getting ready to go. Yeah, it's 6:30. We normally go about 6 o'clock, but not every day. She wasn't even ready at 6 o'clock anyways today as well. But to not check and see what's going on and then just start walking up the trail and everything else over the bridge is kind of a strange thing to do without saying, okay, are we ready? Are we going to get going here in the next few minutes? What's the case? There's definitely some nice bridges, some beautiful scenery along this route here. Down around the rivers stuff. Here in Europe, you'll cross a lot of rivers and do a lot of rivers depending on which countries you go to, but rivers are pretty much everywhere. Well, this morning's ride, starting out, it's a wee bit chillier than normal than it's been in the last week. That's because of the rains and stuff that have been coming. Had a lot of rain and a lot of stuff, so it really dropped the temperature here down quite a bit. So now this morning I'm actually wearing a sweater, hopefully only for a short period of time that'll actually do warm up a little bit. When you compare it to 3 days ago, I mean, we are blistering 35 Celsius plus and everything else. Now we're wearing sweaters. Welcome to Europe. That's how it goes. The next 3 days, they're predicting pretty much rain. The storm is going to start sometime around noontime today, and it's pretty much shows 60%, 70% chance of rain all the hours going through for the next couple of days, on and off, with a few 40% chances here and there. So you never know. It does change quite fast here in Europe, the predicted versus the actual. Okay, one bad little thing here in Europe is you've got a lot of these short little steep inclines, 15 to 18%. May only go for a couple hundred meters, but they are definitely that. It brought us up from the river back up to where the road is. So the incline basically goes down there from the river, turns around, comes up this way, and then goes up to the top there. Like I say, it's only a couple hundred meters, but it's pretty much a straight 18 to something percent grade hill. And like I say, there's a lot of these here, especially in Czech Republic. In euro prices. Alright, Mark, you were wondering what 10 euros looks like. I got one small yogurt, about 50 cents. I got one pasta, 88 cents or 1 euro. Cheese, if you get the good stuff, is about €1 a package, a little bit more than €1 a package. Bananas cost me about close to €1 for two. Couple onions, tomatoes, and cabbage or zucchini cost me that. Fruit juice, multivitamin, pure juice, or whatever else. This costs around $1.30 to $1.50 depending on what you get. Donuts were on sale. I got 4 of them for about 50 odd cents each. I reloaded my tomato packages, got about 4 of those, my tomato soup package, and I got 4 bread rolls. All of this cost me 10 euros. So that's how quickly 10 euros goes now in Europe. So that's 4 soup packages. Soup packages are about 50 cents each. So that's that. And a PS note on things. All these bottles have different euro or local country returns. They're not returnable in other countries. So that's problem number one. So once you leave a country, you have any of these left, they're pretty much useless. So here's 50 cents to almost $1 there. Even the stores, if you use your bottles and you return them in the return area there, and then you take that receipt and you forget to use it at that store and try to use it at another store, it tells you it's invalid. You can only use it at the store you drop the stuff off at. So if you make that mistake, so therefore I've already lost over $1 something in bottle charges just because, and either which way you still put the plastic things in the jugs. One of the differences when you travel with other people is last night she wanted to make sure she had a place that had somewhat of a shelter, this and that. Otherwise, yesterday when the sun came back out, as you saw for a few more hours, I would have ridden on and hung my hammock here along the river places. Not the greatest, but would have worked quiet away from the cities just over around here, but nobody would care that you hang in this area here. So as you see, camping next to the city, could have easily done it, but like I say, this is one of the things when you travel with other people, you don't have 100% control over your stuff. Okay, one thing to mention on a lot of these bike trails that go up, you got to double check your maps, because you will find camping here easier for a solo person. You'll suddenly see where a fisherman has cleared out a little spot going down to the river. Say, for example, I think this one, a little trail that goes down, and you might have a little flat spot somewhere to hang or not hang. But for two people, spots along here are harder to find than that. So you got to double check your maps before you go into some area. It's at a certain time of night, and either stop already or go on. As you see, not the greatest camping, but it would be camping here in a few spots. City is across the thing. So long as you're on this side, most people don't care. You just pretend like you're a fisherman, and you go down into these areas and go. As you see by how the bricks are there going down, how steep that kind of is. Like I say, here in Europe you can see the bike sign way down there. So these are just what they call the short little steep climbs. You can see by the way these railings are, jumping every couple of feet, that these are kind of steep little inclines. This one has a bar on the bike trail, so it must be popular. Cool off and get that. But as you see, yeah, these are short little steep inclines. The way it goes. Normally a percentage of these uphills are when you get to a dam from where the river, they raise the river to the next level where they've dammed it up. So as you see, that's how much we've climbed. The river's way down there. This is the dam, and we go up to it. Sometimes the dams are higher than others and not. Now we'll end up going up that way to the road up there, because it'll go onto the road for a bit and then come back to a bike trail. As I've said countless times before, the bike route does get thrown onto roads here and there. But usually they try to throw you on a road that's not got a huge amount of traffic, but you can never predict it because of the time of the day, this, that, people going, all those good things, what's going to really be on when you get onto a roadway, or it's a roadway. As you see now, we're at the higher dam level, bridge that goes across, train bridge, but we're at the higher dam level, so it makes the lake kind of nice when there's no wind, and it's just nice like a mirror. It reflects everything, so it's good. Like I say, the road does have some traffic. They do drive fast, but overall it's, what wouldn't say, not a bad place to cycle. Well, she's got to speed up, get ahead of me to prove, or try to prove, or whatever now, because of, I told her, we're not going to be biking together after Poland. She's trying to prove to me she can do this and do that, but she doesn't think. She's riding fast now. Really doesn't know where she's going. Number one. Number two, we got a mountain to climb a little bit later today. So if you're gonna burn all your energy out before the mountain, you're done. Okay, this is a good one. The road goes around. You gotta get back up onto a main road, cut across. Then there's a ramp going down. If you see here, the ramp goes down to the bike path. Cool. So this is the bike path itself they're working on. It's not 100% complete, but big sections are. It's called that up there. And you can probably Google it. And then it tells you the sections that are being worked on, the sections that are finished, etc., etc. Okay, this is about the section we would have caught up with the other one if we would have taken the shortcut, which cuts across the mountains that I'm looking at over in that direction. It just cuts straight across from where we are. The way we went was around the rivers, around the river bend, and all that. So we added on an extra 10 or so kilometers, but you take out most of the hills. So there was no hill climb and that. So makes it easier on people that need to ride flat. So there's always options and choices. Just sometimes if you take the flatter option, it's going to take you more kilometers. Alright, the rain is coming, so on comes the rain jacket. See how it goes. It's supposed to pour for quite a while. Again, we have to look for water but has no clue where it is. So, into an old village. Now we're getting a little break in the storm. We're up on the ridge here, but it's still going to be stormy in the next couple of days, plus going over the mountain. So I got to make a decision in the next town here, right over the top. We keep going to Czech in Poland, which I doubt because the way she walks up the hills, versus put on a bus or put on a train, get over the top, and go from there. Sometimes you get lucky. The rain has decided to stop in this area, but up over the mountain pass, it's still pissing down rain. So that's not a good option. Yeah, some people walk. This way we'll go into town, make a decision, and go from there. But we left the upper town route and took the bicycle route, which comes down lower. A little bit more stuff to it, but it's worth it. Okay, she's gone way down there. She doesn't know where she's going. So why she just keeps going sometimes is if you don't know where you're going, you haven't looked at a map, haven't done things, so you just assume you need to go over the bridge here. Nice little bridge, goes across the river. Nice cycleway. Yes, you will get cars go across here. They do it here. Not a car bridge, but they do it anyways. Murphy's Law. What can go wrong will go wrong. They're working on the bike path over there. The path that goes there goes to a underpass, yes, but they don't have a bike thing on it, so it's only stairs. So I'm not carrying my bike downstairs and upstairs. So now we have to go all the way around This is now going to backtrack a ways and then go around and then back to the main road. Unbelievable what they've done here. Blocked it all the way around and then come back to this. Don't know. Okay, we got the bikes loaded on the train. Gonna go around over the mountain because I'm not gonna ride with her over the mountain in the rain. Too damn dangerous. But we had help getting the bikes up the stairs because here, only stairs to walk up and down. But we're on the train going headed towards Prague, and then from there we get off at the pretty much next stop, Trente, and then go from there. Missed our original train because first train got there late. Now we're on the second train going to the coast. Of course, as you can see, it's going to the coast. Bikes are full. Reservations are full. Guy tried to tell me we didn't have a reservation. I says, yes, we did. Unfortunately, your trains were late, so we missed our train. We were told we get on this train. We're getting on this train because it's late. I'm tired, and I'm not going to keep trying it.